This might be the most powerful form of prayer you can practice. Are you ready for some good news? The love of God is the power of God. So when you have God's love, you have God's power in a very real sense. In recent days, we've been learning that all powerful prayer is Spirit-empowered, Spirit-infused prayer. Paul exhorts us in Ephesians to pray at all times in the Spirit. It's a norm. So we've been exploring a variety of ways that we can pray in the Spirit. And today we turn our attention to perhaps the most spiritual form of prayer possible, the prayer of deep love. When we connect to the agape love of God, we connect to God Himself. It is the love that Paul describes so famously in 1 Corinthians when he says, if I had prophetic powers and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so as to move mountains, but have not love, I'm nothing. God is love. As such, He is the source of all authentic love. All love comes from God. And when you pray for someone because your heart is filled with God's love, it becomes a form of praying in the Spirit. Jesus didn't just minister to prove a point. He healed the sick and delivered the oppressed because He was overwhelmed with unquenchable love for people. And when you accept Christ into your life, you receive the Holy Spirit. The Spirit of Christ abides in you, loving others infinitely. And when you experience the deep compassion of God flowing in your heart, and it connect all of that love to your intercession, then it becomes one of the purest ways of praying in the Spirit. As you cultivate your heart's sensitivity to the deep love of God for others, your prayer life is activated and fueled by the power of God's love. So praying with God's love is praying, in a sense, with God's Spirit. So praying with love is praying with God's own power. And that's the gospel. Well, that's today's good news. You can learn more, especially about praying in the Spirit, by clicking videos right here. Or better yet, if you haven't done so, be sure to subscribe and tell someone else about this ministry, because everybody needs to start every day with good news.